November 2020, Friday nights at 9.
Well, it's a major shakeup in the U.S. intelligence community. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kira Phillips. Mass firings underway right now at the National Intelligence Director's Office. Trump loyalist Bill Pulte appearing to follow through on his promise to cut hundreds of jobs after taking over the agency just last week, despite no intelligence experience. Our Christian Cordero has more.
Today, a reduction in workforce at a major federal agency. Acting Director of National Intelligence Bill Pulte, who has zero intelligence experience, appears to be fulfilling his promise of reducing the office's workforce. Sources tell ABC News the Trump loyalist has started firing people. And while it's unclear how many jobs have been impacted, sources add the National Counterterrorism Center is expected to be hit hard. The agency has not responded to ABC News' request for comment. The White House points to the president's social media post earlier this month, saying he asked Pulte to, quote, execute the immediate and needed downsizing of the office. Pulte took over the job last Friday. He did so despite bipartisan pushback about his qualifications.
I see no evidence of any qualifications for that job.
I think it is stunning that President Trump has chosen someone with literally zero national security or intelligence experience to be the director of national intelligence.
The firings come as top Democrats in Congress warned Pulte in a letter to not cut the agency's workforce, writing Pulte's role is temporary and reminding him of the, quote, legal obligation to preserve all records of the actions you do take while temporarily serving in an acting capacity. Democrats writing in that letter that Pulte has, quote, a willingness to misuse his authority in government.
Christian joins us now with more. So what are we learning at this hour, Christian?
One thing that we're really looking out for, Kira, is how many people are impacted by this. Of course, from a jobs perspective, a livelihood perspective, but then also as you look at the impact on the federal workforce, you know, we know here in Washington anyways that about a year ago there were mass layoffs after mass layoffs. This one is a little bit unique because the person at the helm is there temporarily, as we noted. So one of the questions is how many people are impacted, and then what kind of adverse effect may that have in Congress, because we saw that there has been bipartisan pushback against Pulte specifically.
Well, let's talk more about the bipartisan blowback over the firings, also the declassification while Pulte is at the helm.
Right, and really what stems from all of this is the fact that he is in this role temporarily. So that's what we're hearing from both sides of Congress, is he's not in an acting authority in the sense of, you know, he's not seen as an equal as somebody who was appointed and confirmed by the Senate. And so as someone who is interim, what bipartisan members of Congress are saying is that he needs to proceed with caution because he's not in that role permanently, and they want to have the proper channels of approval in order to get somebody in that seat who can make a lasting impact.
All right, Christian Cordero, appreciate you. Your voice, your vote. Polls open across New York, Maryland, Utah, all kicking off a string of high-stakes primary races reshaping the fight for control of Congress. The elections are the first major test for New York City and its mayor, Zohran Mamdani, who's flexing his political influence by supporting several progressive Democrats.
A year ago, New Yorkers shocked the world. They took a chance on me. And today I'm here with Daria Lisa Avila Chevalier, asking them to take a chance on her.
And folks are taking chances. We've got team coverage with Washington Bureau Chief Rick Kleinhaus and Political Director Avery Harper. Rick, let's start with you on these Mamdani endorsements. And do you think it signals a broader shift inside the Democratic Party?
Well, Mamdani hopes to drive it. I mean, there's a way you can look at him as a symptom of a lot of the restlessness inside the party. You can also look at him as a leading indicator that this is where the party is going. We saw it here in Washington with another self-described Democratic socialist likely to become the mayor here. Trying to take it to the national scale is a little different. It's been a harder thing to achieve in terms of congressional representation but Mamdani represents something real. And if you look at a very progressive district, like some of the ones in Manhattan that he's campaigning for progressive challengers on, it presents an opportunity, also a risk. Do you want to put your name out there in that way and take on an establishment of the Democratic Party that's been so skeptical of him from the beginning?
All right, Avery, the 17th, let's talk about the home to Bill and Hillary Clinton. You think Democrats have a shot at making it blue again?
Absolutely. And this this is a toss-up district. It has a history of going back and forth between parties, and that's why for the incumbent Republican, Mike Lawler, he is one of the most, if not the most vulnerable Republican in the House. And so Democrats are really hoping to take advantage of what they believe might be suburban, college-educated voters who might have moved away from Trump-era Republican politics in order to try and get that opening. It remains to be seen if they're able to build a coalition that helps them come out on top, but they certainly can compete in that district.
Lawler, who loves TV, every time we call him about an interview, he is here within 3 seconds or less. He knows how to work it for sure. Also, someone who knows how to work it, President Trump, Rick, the president in Lehigh Valley. Apparently, he might roll out in a Mack truck. He's gonna, which wouldn't surprise us. He's done it before, trying to rally the base in a closely watched battleground contest.
Yeah, it's a battleground inside a battleground. It's a region that has flipped back and forth. Democrats and Republicans trading the congressional seat in the last couple of elections. My first newspaper internship, Allentown, Pennsylvania. That was about 400 years ago, or 4,000 news cycles ago, at least, right? And you think about it has been a part that has long been economically struggling and trying to find revitalization, kind of the lunch pail Reagan Democrats, and it's a part of the state that represents a part of the country that Donald Trump has been very successful at. Now, does he continue that appeal in a midterm year where you see all these political headwinds for Republicans? Places like the Lehigh Valley, places like upstate New York, that's going to be critical if Republicans want to hold on to the House.
Allentown now famous for two things, the Billy Joel song and Rick Klein.
Got there first.
And his first gig. Hey, all right. Yeah, they have a plaque to Rick Klein right next to Billy Joel, that statue. You've seen it. There's a crowded race in southern Maryland, for sure, Avery, to replace Congressman Steny Hoyer. What else are you watching?
Yeah, I'm totally watching that race as well. Steny Hoyer has been a fixture in Congress for very many years, and that's a contest that really is about shaping the next generation of Democratic leaders. There's a former aide of his who's running in that race, also former Capitol Hill police officer Harry Dunn, who was there on January 6th, is also in that race, so watching to see what comes out of that. I'm also watching a congressional race out of Utah. Typically, it's a ruby red state, but after a court decision there, forced redistricting, Democrats have a chance to turn a district blue in the Salt Lake City area, and that will be about the ideological fight that's happening within the Democratic Party. There are candidates who range from very moderate to folks who are very progressive and more on the Democratic Socialists of America wing of the party.
Great to have you guys. Thank you. Now we just need John Carl, put him right in the middle of the two of you. But he's probably down at the reflecting pool checking out the algae. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, straight ahead. A daring escape caught on camera. Hikers running for their lives as an active volcano erupts. And the note said that she died shortly after she was taken. The chilling, newly revealed details on the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. What we're learning about that second ransom letter.
Kind of getting to where you need to be. That's what I hope to build in the community, and it's so needed.
this is your first joint network TV interview since leaving the White House almost 10 years ago.
That's right.
Yeah.
Barack and Michelle Obama, the all-new Robin Roberts interview, and now an exclusive first look at the new Obama Presidential Center.
Was this everything that you dreamed of?
Maybe a little more.
Yeah?
How we doing?
The Obama Legacy.
One word to describe your next chapter.
Fun.
Me. That's what you call drop the mic.
Now stream.
It only costs this much? Zion Market's prices are so reasonable. Zion Market.
Farmer's chopped, Cobb salad, a flavor blast for your palate.
Stop and savor the strawberries. That's Don's.
This is going to be one extraordinary event.
Well, it's known as the Death Trail, and you're going to see why. A volcanic hike in Guatemala quickly turned into a terrifying race for safety for these tourists. Videos showing the moment the hikers were sent scrambling down the side of the volcano as it erupted, spewing lava and debris. That path is a popular tourist destination, but people are now being warned to stay away from the volcano since it's currently very active. Luckily, no injuries reported so far from this eruption. Well, new details now in the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie. In the days after she vanished, Guthrie's family received 2 ransom notes the FBI thought might be credible. Sources now telling us the first note demanded millions of dollars in crypto for ransom, and the second one claimed that Guthrie died shortly after she was taken and was buried somewhere in nature. Her daughter, Today Show host, anchor Savannah Guthrie, responding with another emotional plea this morning.
I wanted to just take the opportunity to ask people to beg people to come forward. Somebody knows something. And this is a news story today that is on your radar, but this is the life that my sister lives, that I live, that my brother lives, that our extended families live, that our children live every day. And we are in agony. And we cannot be at peace. So no matter how much I try to come out here every day and smile and find that joy, and I will, I promise I will. This is a moment to tell you that we need your help. We're begging for your help. And I'm not going to miss that opportunity. And so please, if you're watching,
yes,
no matter how small, the reward is there. You can tell us. It can be anonymous. Please do the right thing for us, for our family, for our children. And we love our mom, and we'll never stop looking for her. Never.
Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katursky joins me now. Aaron, it's heartbreaking. No matter how you look at it, and it's dragged on for nearly 5 months now. So, what's the latest that you're hearing?
The FBI still has agents in Tucson working with the Pima County Sheriff's Department, but so far, Kira, there is no sign of Nancy Guthrie or what happened to her or who her kidnapper is. They are still testing some DNA evidence, a mixed sample, and a hair found at her home. They still have some Walmart records they can try to go through, but so far nothing has turned up any sign of who may have taken Nancy Guthrie or why. And now that we're able to report the contents of the second ransom note, it was apparent almost from the beginning that Nancy Guthrie was no longer alive. And her family, I think, Kira, just didn't want that out there because they didn't want to discourage anyone from coming forward with information that could be helpful.
So you reported that the FBI believes the 2 notes sent to Tucson media outlets came from the same sender. So what makes them so sure of that? And is it who they believe is the real kidnapper?
The FBI, frankly, Kira, isn't sure about the credibility of these notes. The family certainly believes them, and Savannah Guthrie has been frank that she believes that the notes are legitimately from the person or persons who took her mom. And I think that was reflected in statements that she made days after these notes were received by the family, saying that we acknowledge our mother may no longer be alive, but we still want to celebrate her. The FBI doesn't know for sure, and may never know for sure. But there were some signs on the notes. They both included the same Bitcoin address to send money. There were encryption tools used to conceal their tracks, but the FBI was able to find some commonalities between the two notes that leads them to believe they were sent from the same sender. They just haven't figured out who that is yet, Kira.
All right. We'll continue to track it, of course, Aaron. Thank you. More news straight ahead.
This is incredible. Oh, it's in such good condition.
It's not going to fit.
Oh, it's gonna fit.
Because there are large antiques in your area, there are drivers in your area.
Nice.
Uber.
Mystery, Blood, and Water, wherever you listen to podcasts.
David Muir, the most trusted anchor in America, the most watched anchor in America. Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir the #1 newscast in America. Friday night, could a social